Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel History by HK. Today we are going back over 1300 years to a time when a teenager, yes, just a teenager, led one of the most important expeditions in South Asian history. His name was Muhammad bin Qasim, and his arrival in Sindh marked the very first chapter of Muslim political power in Indian subcontinent. Let's start with the background. By the early 8th century, the Arab Empire, the Umayyad Caliphate, stretched from Spain all the way to Central Asia. Naturally, their influence was reaching the borders of India, but the spark came from an incident at sea. Pirates near the coast of Dibal, around today's Karachi, attacked ships carrying Muslim traders and even pilgrims. Some accounts say those ships carried gifts for the caliph from the king of Sri Lanka. The ruler of Sindh at that time was Raja Dar. When the caliph demanded justice, Dar refused, and that gave the Umayyad an excuse for war. So the governor of Iraq, Hajjaj bin Yusuf, sent a young general to deal with this matter. His name was Muhammad bin Qasim and he was only 17 years old. His march into Sindh. Qasim entered Sindh with around 6,000 well trained soldiers, Syrian and Iraqi troops, supported by war elephant and heavy siege equipments. His first target was Dibal, the great port city. It was heavily fortified, but Qasim used giant catapults to break its wall. After Dibal, his forces marched to Naroon, to Sevan, and finally deep into the Indus Valley. And then came the decisive moment, the Battle of Aror in 711 AD. Rajadhar himself rode into battle on a war elephant, commanding his troops bravely. But Qasim's disciplined army slowly broke through. Daher was killed, and with his fall, Sindh was lost. Qasim pressed forward and captured Multan, a wealthy city known as City of Gold. In just a few years, he had carved out an entirely new province for the Umayyad in the lower Indus region. His rules and administration. Now here are something interesting. Unlike many conquerors who ruled with fear, Muhammad bin Qasim chose a different path. He allowed Hindus and Buddhists to continue practicing their faiths, but under the status of dhimmis, protected communities who paid a tax called jizya. Local rulers were allowed to keep their position as long as they acknowledged Muslim authority. This approach helped stabilize Sindh and reduce resistance. Qasim also built some of very first mosques in the subcontinent, including one at Dibal, and set up system of revenue and administration. In many ways, he was laying down the framework of Muslim governance in India, a tragic end. But Qasim's story didn't have a happy ending. In 715 AD, after the death of Caliph al Walid, the new ruler recalled him. Why? Historians give different reasons. Some say political jealousy, other blames rivalries at court. What we do know is that Qasim, still in his early 20s, was imprisoned. And there, far away from the land he had conquered, he died. A brilliant career cut short before it had even begun. His legacy. Even though his rule lasted only a few years, the impact of Muhammad bin Qasim's invasion was huge. He created the first Muslim political foothold in the subcontinent. He opened doors for cultural exchange, trade, art, ideas, and religion flowed more freely between Arabs and Indians. And most importantly, he planted the seeds of Islam in South Asia, seeds that would later grow with merchants, scholars, and Sufi saints. Qasim's name lived on in memory not just as a conqueror but as a young general who began a new chapter in the history of South Asia. And that, friends, is the story of that friend is the story of Muhammad bin Qasim, the teenager who marched into Sindh and changed history forever. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to History by HK. Until next time, take care.